Ah, please, Devon. That's all. That's all. Brake the car. Brake the car. Why is it not braking? Battery's gone. The battery's gone. P10. Oh, fucked it. Shit. Ah, that taller pissed me off. Someone did a, oh wow, it's projected to be 2-stop. I need to, oh, no. Put that all the way up. So that's how it was when I did adjustment on it. Come on, be quick. Come on. There we go. That's fine. Nothing. That should be fine. That's fine. We are likely to go for medium. And I think it should be fun. It should be fun. We can still change it if we have to. Alright, boys, we got this. Formation lap. It's a formation lap right now. My rival is behind me, which is Lou. Oh, it's not even warming up.
Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
Good luck to everybody, and let's have a good session.
4, and now 5. And they now disappear. So are the drivers. They're all clear from their starting lines. No faults there, as you see Ninja down the inside of L. Kicked around, but apart from that, everyone's kept it rather clean. As now up the hill we go. Trat
I want to be safe for first lap.
between one another's. There's the Sauber down the inside of the Haas. An absolute class overtake from Taz as it lasted, but Roman really kicking his elbows out as Otter comes along and spins out Taz, who actually rejoins into the path, and there's Rodrigo going into the back of him.
Holy shit! What the hell? Can't be doing that. That was dangerous.
Virtual safety car. Reduce. Safety car, safe.
Safety car down.
Reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up.
I'm thinking about pitting. 65, I think.
Here in Spa, as track racer, LG and Chuggy, massive gap. Ninja really trying to hold back on that restart. Not ideal as Luke into the pits. He could have rated for another safety car, as I can guarantee another one inbound, as there's James having a big spin and wobble on the exit as we go back to track racer, who's got about 7 tenths on LG. This is going to be an easy run up to Kennel Straight. Not much defending to be done at this point. So we are going to work our way downfield a bit as Zossa trying to stay in the toe of Roman. He's going to look to the outside. Roman covers him off, however, as now we just wait for more chaos to unravel, as there's actually Ossa finding the long way round on the exit of the chicane. Roman having a little moment during the course of it that just allowed a door to open that Otter just asserted himself through.
dog behind.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Damn it! Move! You right side by side here. That was you. I gave you spade there.
Just focus on the driving.
I gave spade. I gave you spade.
Green flag.
Wave, that's James, who's actually crashed in the final corner, which is unfortunate, but that's another safety car, ladies and gents.
Oh, you joking.
As we catch the pack.
Oh, did I come in now?
With the safety car out, this is a good opportunity to pit. We'll be a bit longer than planned on the next tyres, but we can make it work. Just remember, we'll probably lose track position.
Yeah, we're timing it. I don't know. Issue with taking the spun, but 10-second penalty. Stop speeding in the pit. Just stop doing that. Jesus, try. I'm putting new medium tyre on. It's not double stacked that door, but it's slow down there though. But come on, hurry up. Come on, mate up to this play. Till I mate up play.
Job from you and the crew.
No, we haven't.
Delighted with that. All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy.
The fun. One stop left.
Run on Ninja up to line. He's actually overtaken over the line and into turn one, gains an advantage. LG down the inside of Ninja. You can just see who's on the fresher and older tyres. They're struggling more clearly, as there's Romain, as he prefers to be called, trying to send it on the inside of Taz. But you can now see on the Kennel Straight the two Saubers sandwiching the Haas as Romain, whatever it is now, to the inside of Taz. Yeah, I'm foreign, that's my excuse. As Romain actually pushes Taz a bit wide there. That's going to be why the Saubers are so peed off at him.
Oh, it's still overtake. I'm here. Nah, that was the fucking brilliant.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear.
I don't know what happened behind. I don't know what happened there.
For the 10th time this race, however only about the 5th time under racing conditions. Of course, we lost James and Ashton during the last safety car period, and then unknown in the one before on the first lap. As there goes Romain, he's going to try and get a run. He looks to the outside here.
That was bad.
He manages to hang on. However, you now get Prestige Cactus trying to get a run on the Haas. It's going to be a mini drag race up into turn one. Prestige to the inside of Romain, as it should be P7. Yes, it is. But they're going to try and fight back down up into Radion de la Rouge. They now go. The Alpine leading the Haas, whereas it was the direct opposite a lap ago. Romain, 3-second penalty, as he's actually got a run now on the Alpine, and up into 7th he goes. As we are officially halfway into this second race. Grass and so on and so forth, as actually into the pits goes Ninja. That actually unleashes the Sauber, who could try and hunt down LG and Otter now for maybe second in this race. As boy oh boy, we are about to get some very, very intriguing racing now from here to the end. As Chuggy Bond 1:46.4, fastest lap of the race. Ninja going on to a set of hards now. That Red Bull probably pitting a bit too late, I want to say, but it's going to be better tyres than the man on the mediums just up ahead as there's Romain down the inside of F1 Vroom. That was not on my playing cards at all. I did not see that coming, but the attempt was there. It was half-hearted. However, attempt 2 on the Sauber through the inside. He goes, gives a little squeeze of the Sauber on the exit, something Romain loves to do in that Haas, really trying to make it as wide as possible. Treat it like it's NASCAR more than anything for the Haas team.
We'll let him, no. We're taking just slipstream, that's what I'm gonna do. To a bright light.
Looking to the outside, surely it's the job done. He gets it done under braking. Otter 3-second penalty for track limits, as Dan really taking a tight line through that chicane, as you could just see for a brief moment. Zemix having a wobble of oversteer on the exit of that chicane.
We should overtake, I'll be honest, that was a good overtake from him.
Don't forget, as Jeddah actually going deep into the bus stop, you never want to miss the bus stop, especially as a bus driver, but that's a complete different story for another day. As F1 Vroom, slow exit, just as Dan was making his way by. The Williams now back into play in 13th. If things keep going this way, I believe it's going to be a 2-stopper for most, if not all. Bond having both Romain and Otter, as Romain almost overtook off the road. He's going to use DRS up into turn 1 to get a run on that Mercedes to the inside. Goes the Haas, and up into 4th he goes. Next car up ahead for him is Ninja in the Red Bull. We've seen him fight before. It's always an interesting one. However, you've got Chuggy Bond trying to fight back. He's going to use a really good run out of Radion de la Rouge. Just shows he's got a bit more tyre temp into those tyres, a bit more traction, and that with DRS assistance, just a killer combo, as he wasn't obliged to give room. But you can also see how that's allowing the Williams of Dan to creep into play. He's been an unknown card so many times. You saw him on the podium a week ago, just showing how much of an unknown card he can be. So if it goes this way, then yeah, but Track Racer currently into pits, and he's came out very much clear of the Aston Martin, and onto a set of hards for these final 6 laps. So yeah, but you've still got this fight down from 4th to 8th really, as they're all split. Well, each car's within 2 seconds of one another, as there's actually Dan having a rather good run on the exit of Radion de la Rouge. May have got a track limit strike for going a bit wide on the exit of Eau Rouge, but he got by with DRS on Mercedes, who you can tell is just going to struggle. 8 laps on those mediums, and you've still got another 8 laps or so to go here.
That was on the line, that was on the line. That can't be through the track limit.
But you can also see how that's allowing the Williams of Dan to creep into play. He's been an unknown card so many times. You saw him on the podium a week ago, just showing how much of an unknown card he can be. So if it goes this way, who you can see has actually spun in Stavlo. I don't know if that's contact with maybe F1 Vroom, but whatever it was, that's not going to help him at all, as he's now out of points. going rather slow out on track. Taz, 3-second penalty for track. Oh, it's a puncture. That's why he's been clipped. He's gone into a wall and picked up a puncture. Mercedes got a puncture, says John Love. Yeah, I gathered that come the end, as Romain half a second back on Ninja. We are 1.5 laps out from the end. Chuggy Bond retires in pits. First time someone's manually DNF'd, and it's not a race ban. As there goes Romain looking to the outside of Ninja. Almost got the job done on the Red Bull. However, Otter wouldn't mind if Romain does what he does to Taz a few times on next lap, just to give Ninja that 3 seconds, and then Otter beats him for the sake of their championships. As Romain actually finds himself going wide, that's allowed Otter to creep through, quite similar to what happened on the final lap, as there's Otter trying to find a way past Ninja even, and he has. The V-carb up into third. However, you can see Ninja trying to fight back. He looks to the outside into the bus stop. Surely it's going to be a switchback incoming, just trying to take tighter lines. He's going to open up the exit, however. DRS up into turn 1 on this final lap, as I'm pretty sure at this rate Ninja ain't going to go anywhere in terms of penalties, as now heading down up towards Rajon de la Rouge we go, as the question begs, who's going to finish ahead on track? In Silverstone it was Ninja. Here it could be Otter, but they're going to race up down the Kennel Straight, as it's going to be Ninja overtaking with DRS. Is Otter going to try and lunge back, or does he know that his fight is no longer with Ninja, and instead it's with Romain for 4th place on track, as that will be what it gets converted to in post-race pens. As you can just see them working their way downhill, as there's actually a spinning Mercedes of F1 Vroom. Rodrigo has retired. I believe that's in the pit lane. As Track Racer heading up to the final 2 corners now, as we can see a 2nd race winner of this season. If you include pre-season, it will be 3 race winners, because Pepjin won the pre-season, then it was Ninja round 1, now it's Track Racer round 2, as LG is going to come 2nd place, as that is a really good result for them 2 reserves stepping in. As now Otter versus Ninja, it's final few corners, they're going to fight. Ninja's going to squeeze Otter, Otter's going to push him quite wide, and Otter's going to beat him on track, so is Romain, but Ninja is going to come home 3rd due to the track limits, and Dan finishes it 6th. NASCAR Boy 7th, as things stand. Prestige Cactus is going to take home 8th, with Z-Mix, yes it's 9th, but it's going to be pointless in this race, as Taz takes 9th due to penalties.
Get in! Piece it, baby! Wow. I'm so locked in to 2020 3rd place, LT 1812 second place, New Ninja Mallet to get his podium back, finishing 3rd. Oh my goodness. Oh, phew. Wow. What a night. And let me tell them, it was the finally took the line to finish P15. Wow. Brilliant. I mean, I had this day, that was the first day, I'm gonna share if anyone heard complain about me. I think someone already did something my bad for dive bomb on Tar and Dan, so I'm assuming you talked about me. But I think that's who they talked about. It is the I don't know who that went it though. I have no idea who that is, but he's the do I get a race band for retiring in the piss because I had puncher. Man, I got shit by the safety car. I think a lot of people did. Then He did my best for the dive bomb on that car and Daniel Mann. So I wonder who taught it to. I'm just chit-chatting to see if there's anything that I had to play about me. But just the one thing I want to find out, who was it? Oh, another day here. That's me. But that's not like another day for everyone. I need to stay there. No! I need to stay there. I didn't know. Did I have a timer on it? But as you can see, I've forgotten to save a highlight replay from me at night with what happened in lap 5 between myself, Dimmy, and the Alpine driver in turn 1 as we're going up onto the Latvian. So unfortunately, I can't get the replay of it, but you have seen in a way that, Dimmy tried to force me off, and yet the car did properly because my camera blocked it. He got lucky that I couldn't really report him because I felt like that was a little bit, what to call it, sly move, if I'll be honest, because he made the contact with the Alpine, it went head on, while I kind of expected that scenario to happen. So my radio took my time with it because I knew that they'd always be slow anyway, so I can take my time with it. But then Dimmy somehow managed to get away and, tried to thwart me off and got me onto the curb where, oh my god, it was just Roger tried to get off it, which allowed the Alpine to get back onto me, and we went side by side and went up the road, and unfortunately he made the contact with me, or he just span it on the road. But if he made the contact with me, it was not my fault because I was right on that race line. I was riding on that curb as that was happening. So what they nothing I can do, they would spate. So what you should have done is maybe slow down and try and to stay within my distance. But unfortunately it did not happen for that driver. He actually ended up spinning out, and I'm not sure if it smashed straight into the wall. It looks like it might have did, but I don't think he did. So obviously that is one incident. The second one is not an incident, it's more like controversial moment where I overtaken the Mercedes driver on top of Latvian as we go on the straight line. I overtook him going down the outside of the curb. So on the white line, I overtook him on outside of that. But I felt like I didn't. But I did apparently, and I gave me a warning for his season track limit. But that was my first warning anyway, so I was pretty much clean for the entire race. But the reason why it was quite controversial is because I was not told to get the place back at all. So I continue on and to carry on going, no issue whatsoever. So I think automatically you'd be thinking, hang on a minute, how come I did not get told to get the place back? So it seems like I should have done did the place back, but if I don't get told, I'm not gonna do it. It's simple as it is, because I'm not gonna do it out of moral compass. I'm doing it because I wanna win. I mean, in Formula 1, you don't do it. You don't win by being friendly. You win by being lethal. That's exactly what I'm doing in that situation. Though I didn't get in trouble anyway. I've not heard anything back from anyone who think it was deemed illegal, though it seemed might be just fine. And even the commentator was saying it looks like it's gone too hit way this weekend.
So yeah, but you've still got this fight down from 4th to 8th really, as they're all split. Well, each car's within 2 seconds of one another, as there's actually Dan having a rather good run on the exit of Radillon de la Rouge. May have got a track limit strike for going a bit wide on the exit of Eau Rouge, but he got by with DRS on Mercedes, who you can tell is just going to struggle 8 laps on those mediums, and you've still got another 8 laps or so to go here.
And fairly it did to that manner to get that brilliant overtake, which I was baffled that not getting top of 4. So I think it was quite disruptive for me, and I think only 4 active drivers on the grid, which are on no penalty, where the rest of them were on a penalty and then 5 DNF. So it was very chaotic with two safety car. It was further to a safety car and it switched to safety car. So you really know that it was very chaotic and I cannot wait to get to the next round point, which is next week Monday, same time, half six. Well, I'm aiming for half six, I can't guarantee it, but I'm aiming for 6:30. It'll be in Austria round point, so I cannot wait to get into it and I hope I will do fantastic. It's one of my strongest tracks, if I'll be honest, so we find out. And the good news is I've actually bought a steering wheel for Mostar, so I'll be learning all about it when I, get my sim ring to I can physically right now. I bought some paddle, the one that holds it in place so it doesn't move too much. Sim ring. I bought those in order to be able to actually use it properly. So hopefully by next Monday I'll feel comfortable and use it. I don't know how quick I can be getting comfortable with it, but I'm intending to very, very comfortable fast as I possibly can. So I'm going to end it now. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment what do you think about the Spalding long point, and of course give me your word on those incidents that happened in lap 5 and the overtake on Mercedes. So let me know in the comment about those things, what you think about it. So thanks for watching, please like and just like my video, do I appreciate it, and peace out.